Welcome to another episode of Inspired Voices. My name is Oliver Riera, and this is Lou Torres.
Lou Torres.
That's right. Welcome back to the show, bro.
Yes, sir.
I know we had some great conversations like 6 years ago.
It was a while.
Yeah.
Seems like yesterday, though.
I know, right? Just picking it back up, you know what I mean?
Heck yeah, man. A lot's changed.
Yeah, a lot has changed.
A lot has changed, man. For the better.
Yeah, last time I think you only had like 2-3 trucks. Something
We
like
got to tell them what I do first, man.
Oh,
They don't even know what I do.
I know, man. You know what? Go ahead and take over.
Tell you I'm a natural at this.
Go ahead and take over for me.
So my name is Lou Torres. Do I look in the camera or do I look at you?
You can look at the camera.
Okay. Lou Torres. I'm the owner of Coco, Crissi Tropical Ices, which is a New York style Italian ice mobile push cart vending business.
Yeah.
Started in Raleigh in 2009 with one cart and a vision and a dream. Right now there's a YMCA on Rock Quarry Road where the old flea market used to be.
Yeah.
Watkins Flea Market, and that's where I was every weekend.
That's where you started.
That's where I started.
Yeah.
I paid $17 a day to just be out there and sample my product. And 15 years later, we're now the biggest mobile Italian ice vendor on the East Coast, doing the largest concerts and festivals.
Damn.
Yep.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I mean, I saw the setup too at the fair.
At the State Fair,
And it's
yeah,
not
man.
just like you're selling ices. You got fucking like a DJ. And
Yeah, well,
like,
you know, yeah.
You make it a thing, right?
Yes, every time, and this is what I tell my guys who's been working with me over the years, is like, yeah, we're in business to make money, but we want the customer to have an experience. So whether it's, a 30-second interaction, 2 minutes, whatever, we want them to remember that time they were at the cart. So if if there's no music, it's an interaction with them. Like, hey, how you doing? How's your day? Have a great day. Thank you for your business. Yeah. Just some kind of interaction, but especially with the kids, how you doing? How's school going? Oh, you play sports? Well, just something to interact with them so they can remember the whole experience, not just getting an icy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a given. I'm like, oh, wow, this is great. But nah, I really like that guy. I really like, this company. And at the fair and at some places we put music, we have music playing because while you're waiting online, I want you to have a vibe, to really enjoy, your time there.
That's a great experience though.
Thank you, bro.
I liked it a lot, especially the whole vibe, even like the banner that you had and stuff like that. Just everything is very, it attracts you.
Look, bro, you hit it on the head because, other vendors ask me, for advice. I've been in the game. We just closed out 15 years. 2023 marked our 15th year in business.
Nice.
So, I got a little clout, a little respect in the vending business. So people ask, hey, man, what should I do? I want to do this. I said, well, what you want is you want the customer to come to you. You can have the best product in your food truck. You might have grandma's recipe, whatever. But if your background is just plain and your name, I don't know what you have. Right. And as I'm walking through let's say a food truck festival, I'm looking at every truck. What's gonna make me come to you? I have to be drawn to you. You have to make love to my food brain. That's what I told them. Ooh. Attract me. Make it attractive. Make me want to come to you.
Making love to it.
Because bro, I'm a foodie. Yeah. Slim body, but I'm a foodie, bro. I love to eat. But if I see something that's attractive, like in my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks good. You got me already. Now I come closer to you, like, God, man, that sounds good. I'm reading what you're serving. Like, shoot, you got me. Let's try it. Yeah. But if you don't catch my attention, I'm going to the next truck. There's so many different ones to choose from. There is. So traditionally, we still have the push carts, which I don't ever want to get away from because I grew up in New York City in the Bronx, and that's more personable. Yeah. When you come into the cart, we have an interaction. You give me the money, I give you the scoop, you pick your flavors. So we're gonna have the carts, but I kind of started phasing away from the umbrellas. The umbrellas are around when we're spread out at a major festival. But if I can keep everybody together, like the carts side by side, then we work under a tent. And in the tent, I have this huge banner like you saw at the State Fair where if I'm 100 yards away, as I'm walking towards my stand, I can see the rainbow Italian ice cup. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Bright, vibrant colors with the pineapple and the lollipop on top. And then across, I don't have my business name. The business name is in the middle. But what I'm reading 100 yards away is New York Italian ice. Yeah. Okay,
that's the thing.
Whether if you're from New York, boom, I'm there. Whether you're not from New York, you've heard about it. Like, oh snap, New York Italian ice. Let me see what that's about.
Yeah.
Then you get closer, and then you read the flavors on the menu on the board, and now you're standing in line. Like, God, man, I don't know which one to choose.
Yeah, I think saying that's New York Italian ice too creates it like something special.
Yes,
that's something special.
It's exactly what it is, man. That was my goal when I started the business 15 years ago. Was when the ice cream man, when Mr. Softy used to come around the block, or Uncle John, the candy truck, you'll hear the bell, or Uncle John's with the bell chimes ringing. It sparked something in your brain, and you just ran to get, Ma, throw down some change. She's on the 14th floor.
Yeah,
I'm on the intercom, and she's wrapping up, 50 cents in aluminum foil and dropping it out the terrace window.
Right.
And my interaction with the Mr. Softy guy to get an ice cream or Uncle John to get some candy, as a child, I can still go back there. Like, man, those were good times. So that's the vibe I'm bringing to the South. Well, that was my goal initially.
Yeah.
And it still is that when you see Coco Crissi at a festival, or you see my banners, like, you get that joy, that excitement. Like, man, I want to get an icy.
Now, when you started in 2009, did you have that in mind? Like that kind of thought?
Well, yes. That experience, yes. With the cart.
Right.
I didn't know then. All I knew was I wanted to serve Italian ice in the South. Yeah. But I didn't know how big.
Right.
I wanted to be or where I wanted to run with it. And every year is just learning steps and growing and setbacks and growing. But everything was moving forward. Every year has been year after year growth. God's been great to this business. He's been faithful to us because our primary mission, my purpose, is not just to sell the best Italian ice in the country, but to empower the young men and women that work for me. Yeah. Or to teach them about life skills, to teach them about entrepreneurship.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Because like last time you were mentioning that you get a lot of your recruiters from Shaw University.
My alma mater, Shaw U, class of 2002.
The employees that you currently have that went to Shaw or go to Shaw, and they have their friends like, oh, I want to do this. Yep. All that. Is that still the case for you?
That's still the case. I mean, it's not just Shaw. Wherever God brings the kids to, when I say kids, these are not like little kids. These, teenagers, young adults. Yeah. But I don't actively really, go searching for employees. Sure. They just come across my path. And half of my staff now is actually from North Carolina Central University. So it doesn't matter what school they go to. They can go to State, St. Aug, Shaw, whatever. Yeah. I just want to teach somebody who's hungry, who wants to learn, who wants to learn how to earn, how to think outside of the box. Because when you work for me, it's really our business. This is a family business. I'm the owner, yes, but it's a family business. But I want you to feel like you have ownership. Yeah. So getting them to think and act like entrepreneurs is my primary objective.
You tell them that, like when they get hired? Okay.
Yes. No, I'm always in their ear, telling them what they should do, or even ask them, what do you think you should do? Because
that's a big one right there.
Yeah. On average, we're doing 5 festivals a weekend. Now, like back to your original question, was like, well, how many carts do you have now? Well, we started with 1 in 2009. Yeah. Now we have 15 carts, 2 mobile vans, serving vans, 3 trailers, and soon to be 3 trucks. I have 2 trucks, but I'm going to buy a 3rd pickup truck. But we're able to cater 5 festivals a weekend. Well, I can't be at all 5. Right. Of course. Now, these festivals are not in the area, in the triangle. I can have a crew of 4 going to Jacksonville, Florida, another crew of 4 going to New York, another crew of 4 going to Cleveland, Ohio, another 4 going to Atlanta. Well, everybody is running the business. Don't call me unless it's an emergency. Right. You know what to do. Make the best decision that to make the most money for the business, and then when we come back, then we divvy up the money. You don't get an hourly rate. You don't get a daily rate. I pay for their travel. I pay for their hotel, their food. But here's your cut.
Percentage of the cut. Oh,
here's your cut. Nice. So you sacrifice your time and your energy blindly You don't know what you're gonna get. You driving 9 hours to New York. You don't know how much you're gonna get. You just know we got to go there.
Yeah.
But if you stay home, how much you're gonna make? 0.
Right.
Okay. Well, you sacrifice your time and your energy. I'll sacrifice my money and my resources.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're on the same playing field. We do what we do. The business makes its money back, and what's left over, okay, here's your fair share. Because I want you to feel like your time and your effort was worth it.
Yeah.
Because at your age, you're not skilled enough to get a high-paying job. You know, you're college kids, high school kids, right? So you can make McDonald's, Foot Locker, whatever, thousands of dollars a day.
Right.
But you're still going to make whatever the rate is per hour.
Yeah. So it makes them work harder.
Exactly. So are you okay with me guaranteeing you a flat rate or an hourly rate, and you make me thousands of dollars and I just give you
just a small
right?
percentage. Yeah.
Or take the sacrifice, or you know, the risk that I'm taking. The business makes its money back, and then what's left over, here's your cut because you put up your time and your effort,
Right.
which will be way more than your hourly rate at whatever job you can get at your age right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. That's great, man. That's
I'm
a
passionate
great way
about
to
it,
do
bro.
Yeah. I feel like more businesses should be doing that.
Yeah.
It
Give
just
the
makes more
employee an
sense.
incentive. Yeah. You make the company more money.
Right.
Well, here you go.
Yeah.
My background's in sales. You know, that's as an adult, young adult, majority of all my jobs were sales based. So commission based, like, so I'm money driven. Like, okay, if I make this much, I can make this.
Yeah.
I can make this. So I want them to feel that way too.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, when sending those your employees out
Yeah.
to different places, you're not there and all that stuff. Obviously, that has to do with trust.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And like, how much training do you do before you send them out by themselves?
Well, definitely. You know, of course, I'm not going to just send them out. They will have to be under my wing for some time,
Sure.
and I have to feel comfortable that they know what to do, at least behind the cart. You know, because you got to make the money.
Yeah.
But then, secondly, okay, well, you got to drive the trucks out there, park it,
Set it up.
exactly, set up the setup. You know, speak to the vendor coordinator to get the best location possible.
Or
That
even
takes
just
a little
keeping
while.
the ices, you know, at the temperature that they need to be.
Yes,
Right?
yeah. I mean, because you got to protect the ice. If the ice is melted, and we're not gonna make no money.
Yeah. No business.
And so exactly. So, you know, a few months to a year until I feel like they're ready, or they can tag along with other employees of mine that who are good managers or good leaders.
Yeah.
And they can monitor them and guide them.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, like, there's times where I just throw them in the deep end. Here's your scoop. Here's a cup. Learn how to swim.
Yeah.
Let's get it. And they pick it up. I love it.
Have you ever had a situation where the ice did melt?
Oh, that it did melt?
That it did melt, yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
You had to,
There
like,
was times. There were times. So in the trailers, we can hold 5 to 7 different freezers. You know,
Okay.
big chest freezers.
Yeah.
And there were times where not all of them were melted, but one of the cords was ripped out of the the outlets.
Yeah.
So that means it was unplugged the whole time, and it's nothing but syrup. And you want to see a grown man cry? And I hate that.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often, but it's happened.
Right. You ever like think about like, oh shit, okay, so this is melted. Maybe we could turn it into something.
No, you can't.
No.
You can't, because once it's melted, you lost it. See, I make my own Italian ice. I don't buy the Italian ice from nobody.
That's a difference.
There's a huge difference. It's like saying, say fried chicken. We're in the South, right? Everybody, you can put a plate of chicken that's been in the fryer, right, from 4 different people. Well, it's fried chicken on the table, but they're all not going to taste the same.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's use something that the general viewer would know. Let's say a burger.
Okay.
You got a McDonald's burger. You got a frozen patty that you can get from Food Lion, or you can go to Angus Barn and get a real Angus burger. Okay, well,
$80
they're
burger.
all hamburgers,
Right.
right? That's everybody's selling Italian ice. All of a sudden in the triangle. And shout out to all the other vendors out there who's trying to grow their business, because I was there too. Okay, but my Italian ice, I make it myself. I'm on the Angus Barn level. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm on the Ruth's Chris Capital Grill steak
There you go.
level.
Right.
Whereas majority of the other vendors, they get it from wherever they get it from. But I make my own at home. We have machines. So once it gets liquefied, it's done.
Yeah, you don't want to steer from that too.
No.
Like cutting corners just
Never.
to grow and stuff like that.
Not since day one. That my recipe has been the same, even though sugar has gone up from when I first started, $12 for a 25-pound bag is now $20. And the syrups has gone up, but I've never changed the recipe because I want that consistency. In business, it's easy for me to get that quick sale now, right? But your customer is your marketing campaign.
Right.
Okay. So I can tell you how great the ice is. I can have images on my board on how nice it looks. But when that customer is standing on line and the person I just served turned around with the cup in hand and took a bite, the customer is going to ask that customer, hey, how is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So if they say, man, it's good. Well, now they're telling everybody how great it is.
Yeah.
Now, if you get that one-time sale and you get their money, you made the transaction. Well, that customer, next time they see you, you think they're going to come back to you?
Yeah, right.
No, they didn't. Or if they had a bad experience, they had, my employees were nasty with them. Like, no, they're going to go back and tell other people like, it's not good. They're rude. So no, so no, we're going always going to have
the repeat customer.
The repeat business. Yeah. That's longevity.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, absolutely. How was it during COVID for you?
COVID was initially scary.
Yeah, I bet.
But
what was the first initial thought of that?
So, man, I'm glad you asked that. So, all right, this was 2020, March of 2020. It was in the news, but it really didn't blow up. It was, it was in New York, it was in Italy, but stuff was still going on. And I went down to Bike Week in Daytona, which is one of my first events I do of the season. And this was the first year in the 12 years at the time, or 13 years, that I had a full schedule first quarter, March, April. Yeah. And normally I will get ramped up by May, June, July, where I would big money shows. But March, April, it's kind of cold, but we do a lot of shows down south. But in March and April of 2020, I have major shows after major shows lined up. Yeah. And I was licking my chops like, oh, I'm going to get them this year. Right. And I was coming off of a good year, but there was a lot of expenses in the winter that kind of like put a big dent in my...
Unexpected?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Divorce.
No, right. I mean, that happened.
But and some other things. Unexpected expenses that came out, and I was like somewhat hurting for money. Like, man, I can't wait for my season to start because I need this. Oh, but I have all this lined up. Oh, I'm gonna be good. So Friday, first day at Daytona Bike Week, it was hot outside, thousands of people. We're making a lot of money, and I'm just licking my chops because the next day is the main day. Okay. To really get it. And Friday night, police come by to all the vendors and said the governor's shutting the state down. Bike Week's going to be canceled. You cannot set up tomorrow because of COVID. Yeah. And they did. They shut everything down. And I'm driving back home Saturday from Daytona, Florida to Raleigh, North Carolina, in shock, like, I can't believe this is real. Like, it was in the news, it was in the back of my mind, but I give it no energy, no power. Yeah. Not listening to that, whatever. It's another SARS virus, it's another bird flu, it's something to scare you, right? I gave it no energy. And that's when I realized, man, this shit is real. And I'm thinking of all the festivals that I have lined up that are canceling. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But instead of panicking, and I'm spiritual, I talk to God and I said, okay, Lord, I can't control this. Just like things in life, you can't control everything in life. Yeah. But I don't know how I'm going to get through this because 100% of my income is festival based. And if they're canceling everything, that means I have no income coming in, no festivals to sell at. Yeah. I don't know how we're going to do this, but you're my father and I trust you and I'm a good boy. That's my relationship with God. It's like he is my father and I'm his son and I'm a good boy. Just like my sons, Christian and Carmelo and David. Christian and Carmelo is Coco and Crissi. Those are my oldest sons. Yeah. I'm their father. I'm in a position of power. if my sons are, and they are, not if, they are good students, they're good workers, they're respectable, they honor me, they carry themselves well in the community. If they're doing everything that I need them to do, and Christian or Mello comes to me like, yo, Pop, I'm trying to buy this, but all I got is half of it. Mm-hmm. You think I can get the other half? As the father, like you're my son. You're an extension of me, and you represent me well.
Right.
You know what? Yes, I got you because you're my son. Well, that's my relationship with God. Mm-hmm. I'm his son, and now I'm in a time of need. And even if I'm not in a time of need, I have an attitude, or not an attitude, I walk with a sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Crap, we was just flowing. Hold on, it's coming on. You're entitlement, that's the word. Okay. Entitlement without being bratty. Okay? Yeah. I'm entitled. That's my dad. Of course, I'm supposed to get this. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to have this blessing. Right. Because that's my dad. Right. Of course, I'm supposed to get it. Okay. You know, and so here I am saying, you know what? I don't know how we're going to do this, but I trust you, and you know what I'm responsible for, which are my children, my household, my ex, you know, my support, everybody that I'm responsible for that's counting on my financial support. Yeah. I don't know how we're going to do this, but I trust you. Mm-hmm. Well, a week later, I get he speaks to me. Mm-hmm. He tells me to take a picture. So people for years wanted my Italian ice to have at home. Right. Yeah. To sell it at home. I didn't see a business in that. Mm. I didn't see, you know, it was time consuming. How am I going to do this? Whatever. But I was like, you know what? Let me give it a shot. So because I make my own ice, I packaged them in 32-ounce deli containers. Mm-hmm. And made a logo, a flyer with a price point, 3 for $35, 2 for $25, something like that, 1 for $15 with a $5 delivery fee, right? And I put it on Instagram and Facebook. That's what God told me to do. Mm-hmm. Now, before I did that, I boldly shouted out a number that I wanted to make. Okay? And I'll share with you guys. Yeah. I said, if I can make $100,000 doing this, or that's what I need to get through during the pandemic.
The beginning of pandemic.
I need $100,000 to get through this so that I can, you know, focus on next year. Mm-hmm. And that will cover at the time all my expenses that I had. And okay. Well, every week I was just posting on Instagram and social media, promoting this delivery service. Mm-hmm. And at that time, Black Lives Matter was very huge, and a lot of people want to support Black and minority-owned businesses and you know, and small businesses. And I had a captive audience because people are at home. Yeah. On social media. Right. So I kind of was trending. I went kind of viral, and people would purchase to support. Initially, that first month, it was fraternity brothers, college friends, you know, people in the community who wanted to support me. Yeah. Okay. Well, they purchased the first time. Doesn't mean they're going to purchase every week to keep me afloat. Right. But I instructed each one of them, whoever purchased from me, post this, take a picture of your product, post it on your page, tag me. Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah. And that's what happened throughout COVID, is that people just kept reposting and tagging me, and people were, hey, I saw your post on such and such page. I'd like to order 3 containers or 4 containers. Yeah. Well, each week, my work schedule was Monday through Sunday. Mm-hmm. Okay. When I do festivals, I know, okay, in May, I got this festival. And in June, I got this festival. And I know what I can predict how much I'll make at each one. Mm-hmm. The difference in COVID is like, I don't know if this week is the last week that people are going to call for an order. Yeah. But it was just blind faith. Blind faith. Okay, Lord. And I'm a tither too. Mm-hmm. Okay. I give 10% of what I make every week to God, whether it's through my church or through somewhere where I'm led to donate. And it's really more than 10%, but this is not my money. I'm just holding it for God. Yeah. I get to keep, you know, the rest, but initially I got to give him his portion first. Right. Okay. Right. Well, I continue to tithe, not knowing what I'm going to make the following week. Mm-hmm. And I kept a log, and there was times where come Friday, I didn't have an order for that week. And my work week ended Sunday night. Well, come Sunday night, I do my totals, my sales total. I'm like, how the fuck did we just make $5,000 in 2 days with no orders?
Huh.
Did I just cursed like really bad?
No,
bro?
it's fine. You can cuss.
Okay. I am a Christian. I do believe in God, but I am from New York too. So it's part of my lingo. And God knows my humor. He knows it's not derogatory. Right. It's just how it's like breathing for me.
Yeah, you're good.
So again, how the fuck did I just make $5,000? And that went through the end of October. Like every week, just blind faith, not knowing what I'm going to make.
Just end of October from
March
to
October, right?
Wow, yeah.
But it was really just me.
Huh.
I made the ice. I promoted the ice. I took in the orders. I delivered it. Everything. It was a one-man show, really.
Yeah.
And by the end of the season, and I pushed my body to the limit.
Oh, I bet.
Okay. Now, during that time, they had
security.
the PPP loans, right?
Right, yeah.
And my boy's like, man, you qualify for it, man. You can get this free money. But I'm thinking, I said, you know what? No, God's blessing me to still make money in the pandemic while these other businesses are not. Let them keep that money because whatever I get takes away from somebody else who might have needed it.
Right.
So I'm like, no, I'm still making money. No, and plus I didn't want a loan. I had zero business debt. I didn't want any kind of debt.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm like, this is too good to be true. They're just giving you all this money.
When taxes come around.
Right. So that was my attitude. But thank God I didn't jump on the PPP initially. I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
Because it forced me to just grind and go back to my roots from year one, going to the flea market, promoting my business just to stay afloat and just following a vision. Okay. When I lock in on something, I'm tunnel vision.
Yeah, I could tell.
And by the end of the season, I did my numbers. Remember my initial goal? $100,000 with no marketing plan, no nothing, just pure faith and just promoting the business on social media. We did $150,000 in sales.
Nice, bro.
During the pandemic, brother.
That's the first year of the pandemic.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So now that the season's over, I'm thinking like, man, I should have got that money, the PPP money, and they stopped giving it out at the time.
Why did you say that?
Because they reached the budget.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
But I got word that they might release another batch of funds. So I looked in my frat brother's eyes. He was actually a guest on your show, Marcus Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
A musician.
Yeah.
Because he's one of the guys that told me about it.
Okay.
I looked in Marcus' eyes in Bar Louie. He was having a drink. I said, bro, the next time they release them funds, I'm going to get me. I'm going to get some of that money because God trusts me. And I got a vision for this business that's going to take it to another level. I'm about to scale it. And that vision was to get mobile vans to serve out of, because if during the pandemic, the food truckers that had trucks, they made a killing. So all the restaurants were closed.
Oh, right.
So if you had a food truck during the pandemic, it was easy money. But I said, man, I still need a van to do smaller events, and I'm thinking of corporate catering. And then I'm like, well,
at that time you were thinking about that, even though it was COVID, it was still happening.
Yes.
Okay.
Like if I had a van, I can do this, and that. It's not because before I was just focused on festival vending.
Right. Yeah.
Because it's a lot of people. It's a lot of money. Quick return. I'm not thinking of all the different avenues I can go with my core business, selling ices. It's not just festivals. Now I went to a delivery service, right? Then I figured out how to ship it. So now I can ship my ice to anywhere in the country. Right. And I do. I ship to customers in Chicago, in Florida, in Texas, and everywhere. So now we're shipping it. I got a delivery service. Like, okay, now I get this vans. I get the vans. So the funds come out. Yeah. And I get a pretty large amount from the government. Okay. And I could not believe it. I saw that. Yeah, I saw it hit my account. And at that time, I made money, but I never saw that much money in my account. But when I saw the money hit my account, and it was 6 figures, it was like, I'm supposed to have this in my account. In my head, it's like, no, not just the government giving me this. No, I'm supposed to have this and more. So I started changing the way I think about money and how it comes to me.
You mean like in general?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, you know, it's the universe, how it blesses you, like abundantly. Like I'm supposed to get money from different angles. I am a money magnet. I'm, you know, so I'm starting thinking of it like by the end of the year, I'm going to triple this number. And it's going to happen. Like, I mean, we can talk about that another time about how I manifest everything I want. But this is one of them, right? This is it right here. Like before I got the carts, before I even got the money, I forgot to even say this. I had a vision that I wanted these vans. So what I did was I got some Amazon model, you know, little cars like the kids play with. Yeah. And I wrapped it with my logo.
Nice.
I had a sticker that with my and I placed them around the house so I could visualize it.
Yeah, bro.
I'm going to manifest. It's like, no, I'm going to have vans going everywhere.
Everywhere you see it, right?
Exactly.
Nice.
So subconsciously, you know, I'm thinking about it. And the universe brought it to me through the grant, right? Well, through the loan.
Right.
But the loan was enough to I got 2 vans for almost nothing. It was 2 buddies of mine that went into a courier business that it didn't really go well for them. They said, you can have my vans, just pay off the loan. They didn't even charge me retail. I just paid off the remaining balance.
Damn.
So I got the vans, you know, for a really good price. I had a buddy of mine who's a graphic designer. He wrapped all my vans.
Dope.
So I revamped the logo to give that New York City look to it. Did my carts over, got new trailers. Like I just put all the money back into the business.
Yeah.
And
you had to budget all that out too, right?
Yes. But it was enough what the government gave me to do all of that. Okay. And I did it the right way. A lot of people got the PPP money and they bought themselves cars and went on vacations and really abused it. But if you took it and you was a true entrepreneur and you flipped it, sky's the limit for you. I mean, that's free money. Yeah. And I had a great accountant and we did everything by the book and we applied for the loan forgiveness. And I got a letter from the government saying that, congratulations, Mr. Torres, 100% of your PPP loan has been forgiven.
That's dope.
So it is, right? So like I'm bugging out like, yo, what? And I shared this with my mom and she says, are you surprised? Like, yeah. She says, for what? You've been saying for years, and I've been saying this boldly, somebody is going to see what I do with my business, which is mentor these kids, right? Not only the kids that work for me, but I do go into schools and talk to students about entrepreneurship at all grade levels, adults, whatever. But you said that somebody's going to see what you do and is not going to be an investor and is not going to be a loan, but somebody's just going to give you the money because they believe in you. Yeah. And I forgot about that. Nice. Because people always, now that they see me, now that they see the business thriving, oh, do you need an investor? No, I needed you in 2009, right. But now I don't need you now. Oh, you know, well, you can take the loan now. You got great credit. Well, yeah, I don't want to, I self-fund everything. My business is zero debt.
That's great.
But here I am. I manifested getting all that money from the government, and that's how the business was able to scale. Yeah. And the next thing is Storefront.
Really, that's the next. Because I was rewatching our episode from 6 years ago, and you were talking like, eventually I want to have a storefront and stuff like that. So that's happening.
So it's already in the works. It already happened. Really, like I don't know where, but it's happened. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There is a location that we did look at, me and my agent, and we kind of made an offer. There's somebody already in there now. And we're kind of waiting to see if they're going to leave or not. Gotcha. But if that doesn't work out, I'm not worried about it. In my time, it'll come. Yeah. And it'll be the perfect location.
Is that going to be kind of the thing where it's like also 6 months out of the year kind of thing?
Yes, that's seasonal. Yeah, that's one. Yeah, I'm off season. This is my first week off. Yeah. I look forward to this. From year one, I said I only want to work 8 months out the year. And I do. I bust my tail, me and my crew, for 8 months out the year. And we're off now, which is November through March. Yeah. I'm going to Mexico on Thursday. Come back, go to New York for a week, come back, go to Maryland, come back. I got other trips planned. So yes, that's still going to be seasonal. I don't want to do it year round.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That's cool, man. So you're still doing delivery and all that stuff? So like eventually is that going to grow as well?
Yes. So I really want to promote the drop ship, which is like shipping UPS, because if somebody's in another city where they don't have Italian ice, but they really want it.
Yeah.
Okay, all they got to do is go to my website, place an order, and all we're doing is putting it in a box, putting a label on it, shipping it up.
That's got to be hard because it's ice, right?
Nah, it's dry ice.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
dry ice. Yeah, dry ice keeps it cold and frozen until it gets there.
Oh, nice.
And it as long it's basically like me taking it out of my freezer and hand delivering it to you by the time it gets there.
Yeah.
It stays that hard. Pause. Little comedic.
I was gonna say
I am comedic.
And you're from New York.
I am from New York, yeah, but it stays hard. But so drop shipping is something I have in my vision. Like I really want to mass promote it in other cities, but I can't. Let's say I get an influx of orders right now. I don't have the manpower or the storage space to have those containers.
Yeah.
But when I do get the storefront and I have a warehouse, now I can mass market that, and the package is $120 for 8 containers, right? That covers shipping and product and everything. Now I get a portion of that, not as much as retail, but all it is a drop ship, so I still make a profit, right? Well, if we're doing 100 of those a day, that adds up.
Yeah.
Even 20 a day. So that's my vision, is to really do the drop shipping. But in the area, I really want to be the #1 corporate caterer.
Okay.
Like doing icy socials.
Yeah.
At these
socials.
Icy socials.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it like my ice is not, I don't even my demographic is everybody. I don't just target kids festivals. If anything, I target mainly adult-based festivals. But we're in the heart of the RTP, where there's nothing but major 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies, mom and pops.
Right.
We have a budget. We have a product that fits anybody's budget.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to have like a little company morale, social, and you don't want to spend a lot of money, well, we'll come out there, put the speaker up, have the music playing. Yeah. You have your employees out for 30 minutes to an hour so that they can interact with each other instead of being behind a computer.
Right. Yeah. That's a good idea.
And we do that daily, multiple places all over the triangle.
Nice, man. Very cool.
Yeah.
How hard is it for you to, find these festivals to work at, or these corporate events or anything like that?
Because
you're the one doing it, right?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, I'm searching. My girlfriend, she helps. My employees, they're looking as well. But a lot of my business is stuff that I've done in the past, or it's people who know what I do, or other vendors, and they'll say, "Hey, man, you should check out this festival." Or people here locally that they know what I do. Oh, my company's having a company picnic. I referred you to the coordinator.
Right.
It's been a lot of word of mouth.
Oh, that's good.
But this coming year, when I open up my store and I really want to focus on corporate catering, I'm going to hire students from local universities that are entrepreneur majors, and that will be their internship is seeking new business.
Nice. Oh,
and
nice.
Selling. Yeah, I don't have the time to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
So a lot of the stuff that I used to do, like make the ice, load the vans, clean the buckets, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah. I figured since you have your employees doing that, what's your job in the business?
No, I delegate more now. Now I'm teaching them life skills. I'm teaching them how to run the business, but it frees up my time to focus on other parts of the business too.
Yeah. The major parts.
Yep.
The hard deals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah. That's really cool. So let's talk about this manifestation.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I know 6 years ago, man, we really got into it.
And,
because we both believe in the same things, and
yes.
law of attraction, spirituality, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Were you always like that as a kid?
Yes, but I didn't know.
Explain.
See, so check it out. Because, oh man, that's a great question, brother. Because when I talk about manifesting things, right, we all have the power to do it. And there's times where stuff works in your favor, and like people's like, "Oh man, you're lucky, right place, right time," or basically, it's luck, right?
Yeah.
But when you understand how the power works, how the universe works, how the laws of attraction work, here's the best example I can give somebody who's a non-believer. If you're watching a Superman movie, and I'm gonna make up a story, this didn't happen in the movie.
Sure.
But let's say in the beginning of the movie, Superman comes in and sees a kid under a burning car. His natural reaction is to save the kid. So he runs in, lifts up the car, takes the kid out. The kid is safe. Mm-hmm. And now he settles down and he's like, how the hell did that just happen? Mm-hmm. He's in shock. He did it, but he says, how the hell? But as the movie goes on, he learns his power and how to use it. Now, by the end of the movie, he's flying through the air. He's seeing through the walls. He can jump.
It's like he knows himself.
He knows, and he's navigating and he's controlling his power.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so about 12 years ago, fraternity brother of mine, his name is David Eminitier.
Okay.
All right, who is the largest black male network marketer in the world. Okay. He has his own company now, but multi-millionaire. And because I had a close relationship with him, we were in undergrad together. We were kids together. Yeah. But now he's a millionaire. I'm starting my business, and I reach out to him for a $15,000 loan. Because if you can give me this $15,000, I know I can take this money and do this with it.
Right.
I had a vision for it. So he tells me, he says, Lou, I can give you the money, but next time you're in a financial bind, you're going to ask me. I want you to read this book. I don't want to read no damn book. I know I just need the $15,000. I know what I'm going to do with it. And the book was called The Secret.
Yeah.
Okay. By Rhonda, and I can never say her last name, Byrne, B-Y, Rhonda, whatever.
Words.
But yeah, The Secret. Look up The Secret. And it's on YouTube as a video also.
Yeah.
I
think it's on Netflix too.
Is it?
It
was. I don't know if they took it off.
I'm not sure.
Because it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
But now I make my team watch it every year.
Really?
I watch it 3 times a year just as a refresher. And anybody who comes to me for advice, before I answer anything you ask, I will be your mentor, but I need you to watch this movie or read this book thoroughly, and we'll have a conversation about it. Then I'll give you 100% of my time. But until you do that, there's nothing for us to talk about.
Interesting that you do that.
You have to.
Right.
Because he made me do that. And even when I read it, it didn't sink in. But years later, I came across the book again, and I'm flipping through the pages and I'm reading, and I'm like, man, this is the way I operate. This is not luck. And basically the book or the movie is telling you how to manifest the life that you want.
Right.
How to visualize it, how to see it, how to feel it in your possession, how to claim it. Now, when you claim it and faithfully claim, and it's still, it's not like some mumbo jumbo. Like it's still God, part of this. In the book, I don't think they reference God, but I don't think they reference Jesus. But it's still stuff that you read in the Bible. But it's having faith, believing that this is going to happen and that it already occurred. Yeah, it is in your possession, and your mind is. You have to not let your mind think about how's it going to happen. That seems impossible. That goes back to me boldly saying, I'm going to make $100,000 during this pandemic. I don't know how, but I'm going to get it.
Right.
With no festivals.
Right.
100% of my income was festival based. Yeah. So here I am boldly saying, I'm going to make $100,000 in the pandemic. And I did. Not only did I passed it by $50,000.
Did you tell people that?
Yes.
Or did you,
I've always shared. No, I've shared with people who listen to me. Like I have stories on top of stories to show them how the laws of attraction work, how the power of manifesting works.
I just wasn't sure because some people would say that, and other people would oh, okay, all right, here, doubters.
It's not my job to convince them, right? Because there's certain people that no, that can't be true. That's mumbo jumbo. Well, those are the same people that live in poverty, that live in bad health, that live with a negative attitude, and always wonders, point fingers at the government, which party you belong to, or what church do you go to? Well, all of that is irrelevant.
Right.
When you're dealing with the universe, all that is irrelevant. You don't worry about how this is going to happen. It happened. You just do your part.
Yeah, exactly.
As a Christian, I identify as a Christian, right? But I can't quote scriptures in the Bible, right? I can't tell you if David killed Goliath or Adam and Eve, Eve ate the fruit or Noah built an ark. That's stuff that I was taught as a child in Sunday school, right? Now, I have to choose to believe that, right? By faith. Okay, let's say we take all that out, all the stuff, all the stories in the Bible. Okay. And let's use our 2023 eyes and our brains. And okay, well, we don't know if that's for real, but the one thing that every religion, the common denominator with every religion is that there's a higher power.
Yeah.
God, Allah, Buddha, whatever, and they all mean well, do unto others, live, peacefully, be humanitarians. They just have different religious beliefs and practices.
Yeah. And different wording and all that stuff. Yeah.
So let's take my eyes and I can say, well, I don't know if David killed Goliath, but I do see a sun in the sky. Mm-hmm. I do, I see the bird. I'm talking to you. Our bodies is like perfectly made. Like this is not by coincidence. Like something powerful created all of this. Mm-hmm. And when they created this initially, they created out of love. Still creates out of love. Mm-hmm. The world that we live in, the stuff that we have was created to live in peace and to honor and to serve. Mm-hmm. Well, we allow greed and fame and jealousy and anger to contaminate all of that. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Right.
Well, me as a son of God, it's my job to preserve what he created for us. And it's my job to be an example and an extension of him that if it's in my power, I got to help you.
Right.
I got to bless you. It doesn't have to be money. It could just be encouragement.
Right.
When you see somebody in the street in the morning, good morning, how are you? Mm-hmm. Have a great day. You see a little kid, high five, shake my hand. No, you got to do a little firmer. Just extending yourself to just be a humanitarian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to be humane. Yeah. Just to do the right thing and have compassion.
Right.
When you do that, the universe is watching it. Mm-hmm. Like, man, you know what? Lou's a nice guy, man.
And
he's
why?
doing
Because it's the feeling that you have.
Exactly. Bro, there's no greater feeling than to give. Than to give.
Yeah.
Not to receive. Yeah. Than to give, to bless somebody. You're in a position to bless them. Mm-hmm. Now I understand how the game works. Because I blessed you and I did it from here, I know what's coming back to me. Now I don't do it for that, but I understand that's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm a giver. No, and if it's in my power to help you and bless you and encourage you, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, me too.
But on the back, now the people that do that, watch how they live. Mm-hmm. Why does he get the breaks? Why is he happy? Now we still go through stuff.
Right.
Right. There's
ups
days.
And downs, life,
yes, bro. Right? That's life. But you got to get to the point where you got to know in your mind, in your heart that everything's working for the common good.
It doesn't define you. It doesn't define you.
Yeah. I got 2 divorces under my belt. I wasn't the greatest husband, bro. Mm-hmm. I got married when I was 20 and again at 35. Mm-hmm. 2 beautiful women, great women. I just wasn't ready at the time.
Right.
Does that make me a bad man for the rest of my life? Mm-hmm. That I can't love somebody properly?
Right.
Nah, whatever. This is something to somebody that's listening to this.
Sure.
Don't let your circumstances or stuff that you've done in the past define who you are. Create the image that you want in your head of the person that you want to be, the kind of life you want to live, the kind of impact you want to do on others, and live that life. And what you've done in the past will be eliminated. And what you've done in the past would be a teaching tool that you can use to help somebody else. Mm-hmm. You can relate to. So I can relate to a man who went through a divorce and had children,
right?
And struggling to try to make sure
or someone
that
who was homeless for 11 years, and now is not and is more successful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You weren't homeless, were you?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, I was homeless.
Yeah. So was I, bro.
But not for 11 years. Right?
No. Really, my first year, my first divorce, like I said, I got divorced twice. I was homeless the first year. Yeah. I was living out of my car, bouncing around from couch to couch because I had enough money to take care of my 2 boys. Mm-hmm. I have 3 boys, but my 2 older sons and their mom with their living expenses and the business, but not enough to cover my personal expenses.
Right.
So I was bouncing around from couch to couch, and I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner for a whole year at Shaw University cafeteria. Yeah. Because I couldn't feed myself.
Right.
And a year later, I'm in the cafeteria like eating, and I was 30 years old at the time, and I'm like, what am I doing here with 18, 19, 20-year-olds? Mm. But
were you a student even?
No, I graduated. That was my alma mater.
Yeah.
But the lunch ladies knew me.
Right.
And they knew what was going on. So they fed me. And, excuse me, but it was just blind faith, just doing the right thing, growing the business. No matter what beef I had with my ex-wife, or or you know what? Let her figure out how to pay for this bill. I gotta live the way.
Yeah.
I gotta be comfortable. No, I didn't have that mentality. I had, you know what? I gotta take care of my responsibilities, and I'm last. Mm-hmm. And I just put my head down and just grinded it out. And over the years, it's 15 years later, I'm not homeless anymore, bro. Yeah. I got a big home, 3,000 square feet.
Nice.
5 bedrooms. I don't need all 5 bedrooms, but I got my sons.
Right.
But big backyard. I just redid my entire yard, my entire outside of the home. That was my project this year. Mm-hmm. I had an interior designer design the whole inside of the home last year.
Dope.
I went into a dealership and bought a dream car of mine. Nice. With no hesitation. Nice. Like this year was all about manifest. These last 2 years, I manifested everything. All the visions I had in my head 15 years ago when I was living in that car. Mm-hmm. Over the years. Mm-hmm. And so when I sit back in my kitchen, and on the cabinet, on the top of the cabinet, I have a canvas, 11 by 13 canvas of my street block that I grew up on in the Bronx. Ah. Evergreen. It says Evergreen and Story Avenue. Mm-hmm. It's just the street signs.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a reminder that one, I didn't grow up in a house like this.
Right, right.
That's where I'm from. Mm-hmm. That doesn't define me, but that's who I am, and this is how I'm living now. And thank you, Lord. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for trusting me with the business. Thank you for trusting me with finances. Thank you for trusting me with these young men and women that are under my wing that I'm trying to lead and direct. Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude.
A lot of gratitude, bro. Yeah. Bro, I can preach, man. My dad's a pastor, man, and my grandfather's a pastor too. Yeah, but I want no part of the pulpit. You heard me curse. Right. Yeah, I can be the cursing pastor.
It's the new age preacher. Yeah.
The new age preacher, yes. Actually, during the deliveries in the pandemic, I delivered to a lady who was evangelist. She travels to Latin American countries preaching the gospel. Mm. She didn't know me from anything. She just ordered because she saw my post online through the Boricuas in North Carolina Facebook page.
Okay, gotcha.
This was down in Fayetteville, Hopewell, whatever. And she said, "You have the anointing all over you." Without no conversation, she says, "You're anointed." I said, "Well, my dad's a minister and my grandfather." She said, "Yeah, they were pastors in the pulpit. That's not for you." Mm. She says, "Your ministry is your Isis." Bro, to this day, I don't know what she looked like, but I remember she said, "Your ministry is your Isis. And you're going to use your social media platform to deliver God's word." Mm. So every so often I deliver, a message. Whenever the Holy Spirit speaks to me, I post it. Right. Because I remember what she told me, that God's going to use my platform to deliver his message. Right, right. Like I'm doing right now, bro. Yeah. I just told you I was divorced, homeless, and now, the business is successful. Yeah. I'll give you the tools on how to get there. Mm-hmm.
Do you teach your sons as well?
Yes.
Yeah. How are they doing? How do they accept that?
They receive it.
They receive it.
They receive it well? Because now, like, they're old enough, and their mom raised them. She had primary custody of them, but the last year they've been living with me, and because they're under my wing day to day, and they see how I move and how other people react, respond towards me, they were opened more to, let me hear what my dad got to say, because. They're listening to him, and I see how he's living, and I see how his peers respect him in the community. Yeah. So they're more receptive now.
How old are they?
Chris is going to be 22 in January. Oh, okay. And Melo's 19. Okay. My baby boy David is 5. Mm. But I've been preaching to them over the years, and I didn't know if they were getting it, but the conversations we have now and how they move, like, they get it. They understand it.
Interesting.
So
I feel like it would be hard for dads to, to preach to their sons, about the law of manifestation and all that stuff, just because it's your dad,
Yeah.
That voice you don't want to pay attention to.
Yeah, but I'm just blessed that they got to a point where they were open to receive it. Mm-hmm. And again, they can see it. Mm-hmm. They can see how I'm living. They see I'm happy.
Yeah, yeah, they can see it.
Yeah, they see. They and that's the thing. Like, my sons, thank God, like they're me, but they're not me. Mm. At their age right now, I was running around the streets and I had multiple girlfriends, whatever, like, but I've been 100 with them since they were old enough to understand, like, this is why, daddy's marriage failed. And this is what I struggled with. And my son just crazy, but he drove all the way up to Pennsylvania this weekend to meet this girl that he met a year and a half ago because he has a connection with her. They've been talking all this time. Mm-hmm. but he's not entertaining other women and
Right.
you know, but it's just one. So I told him, look, when you're ready to date and one woman, you don't have to date multiple girls or be with multiple women. If it's not working out, you let them know that.
Yeah.
And start over or just be single.
Mm-hmm.
But they're getting the good stuff, the good stock, and they're not carrying on the shit that I went through, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you obviously have learned and grown so much that you don't need to pass
The hard
on.
way.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
hard way.
yes.
Right? We all learn the hard way.
Yeah, man. Unfortunately,
Well,
so
yeah.
that's why I'm trying to, you know, not just them, but all the kids, young men and women that work for me, like to help them navigate so they don't have to learn the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't have to do what I say. I told you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's up to you.
Mm-hmm.
If you learn the hard way, you learn the hard way. But
Yeah, and that's okay too.
that's okay, and I'm for it too.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
for it. You know, like it's if God shows you the end results.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want a store, right?
Right.
I want a storefront. I want to be the biggest Italianized dealer in the country. Okay, you can get that. But if he showed me back in 2009, well, this is the road you got to take
Mm-hmm.
to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh hell no, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want it that bad. You can have that. I don't want the divorce.
Yeah, it seems like a
I don't want
tornado.
the heartache and pain. I don't want the single digits in my checking account in this year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to worry about the light being cut off. I don't want to worry about what people's. I don't know. You know what? I'm cool right here.
Yeah.
Be careful. Like if you ask God for something, He gives you a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think you're going to get, the magic card to get you from A to B.
Mm-hmm.
There's a process, and along that process is a reason why you're going through that.
Yeah.
The heartaches, the triumphs, everything. So everything that you're going through, you have to have gratitude.
Right.
You got to understand that it's for the better good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you can see right now. Just stay the course and have the faith.
Yeah, that's true. The people who stays with the course always seem to pull out.
Yep.
No pun intended.
Good one. Spiritual muscles.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. If you're a trainer, you work out, and you on the bench. If I do the same reps every week, every day, with the same amount of weight, am I going to get stronger? No. It looks like I'm doing something, but I'm still at the same level I was when I first started lifting.
Right.
See, what God does, He puts, challenges or setbacks, whatever, and that's extra weight on your bench to make it a little bit more difficult. And what that's doing, you finally get that rep up, you come back down, He adds more onto it, throw it back up. What that's doing is building your spiritual muscles, your faith muscles, so that when you do come across that challenge, that storm, you're like, oh, and you see the bench and you see all the weight on it, like, oh, that's light work. I got it.
Yeah.
You get under it and you throw it up because you're used to it.
And then you meet someone who where you started,
Ex-
and they look at that and they're like, oof. I don't know
Exactly, bro. That's life, man.
Yeah.
That was
I
a
always
great
said
analogy, man.
the downs of life is the transitions in your life. And you could either transition into a better place or a worse place.
Yeah.
That's
Be a
how I
vic.
take it.
My girlfriend says be a victim or victor,
Yeah, pretty much.
right? I choose victory, bro. I choose to win.
I can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that. I mean, you don't see any like homeless Latinos or anything like that. So that's for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you're doing good, man.
Thank you, champ.
You really are. Yeah.
You're doing good, man. You got a nice
I'm stepping
setup
it up
here.
too,
You stepped
trying
it up.
to.
You stepped it up, man.
Yeah.
I need to put on the gloves, man. But not with you, bro. I seen you, do your
Yeah, you don't want to fight.
your
me, bro.
MMA stuff. Now I don't want no part of that, man. I tell the guys, my boys that work for me, I said, y'all talk all this smack about what you would do.
Right.
Or if that was me, I said, have you ever been in a fight?
Yeah.
Right? No, none of you. And if you did, okay, what if that person knows just a little bit more than what you know? Are you prepared to counter? You get punched in your mouth, you know what to do?
Yeah.
You know how to counter that? No. I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, man, I could take out anybody. No, my fight instincts will kick in, but if you know what you're doing,
Right.
I'm done.
Right. Yeah. They say that if you train and you're so good at training at a level 10, then when you're actually in a fight, that goes down to like a 5 or a 6 or something like that. Because like instincts,
Yeah, I don't want to fight, man.
Right.
Like, see this
No,
right
I'm
here?
not a fighter.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to hurt this.
It's too beautiful, man. It's too beautiful. Look at that skin.
For real, man. Like, I look, man, you got it. You got it. It's not that serious, man. I'll talk my way right out of it.
Right.
Diffuse the situation. Call me a punk, whatever, but it's not worth it, bro.
Yeah, no. Like, what, 98% of fights are just ego-based.
That's it, bro.
Yeah, I'm fine just walking away.
For real, man. Like, after...
You could be the bigger guy,
whatever. For real, man.
Don't matter.
It doesn't. I get to live and see my children.
Yeah, there you go.
And watch them grow, and that's more important than anything.
Right. Yeah.
Peace, yes.
I love the training aspect because I'm ready for it and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm good.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the future, man. What do you want to manifest?
The storefronts. Multiple. You see, you heard with the S? It's not a storefront. Storefronts. Okay. A buddy of mine, Billy, he lives here in North Carolina. He's from Newburgh, which is a town that I went to high school in. I grew up in New York. And Billy, I don't know his title. I think he's the operations manager for Cookout. Oh, and I ran into him at a barbershop. Not for me, for my son, because I don't have hair.
There you go.
But just ran into him, and I don't think I've seen him since high school, whatever. And yo, Lou, man, I see what you're doing, and with your business, man. Congratulations. Da, da, da. He said, yeah, I work for Cookout. I oversee 300 plus cookouts. One owner. That's what he said. 300. I said, they're not franchised? He said, nah, it's one owner. It's a family. And so all the cookouts that you see, it all funnels up to one family.
Wow.
So I was thinking, because I knew I wanted multiple stores. I didn't want just one. And not 2 or 3. I want 100 stores. I might even shoot that number higher, but 100 is my target right now. Yeah. And he told me, he says, you open up the first one. The first one's the hardest. But after that, it's a domino effect. You just open up. And you know what to do. You know where to position them. And he sparked a fire in my brain. Like, shoot, if Cookout can do it, and they didn't franchise, I can do it. I also had the honor to meet Mark Cuban.
Oh, nice.
4 or 5 years ago, NBA All-Star Weekend down in Charlotte.
Oh, I think I saw Instagram on that. Yeah,
I posted that. I was setting up. I was selling my ice down at Charlotte. Actually, it was lemonade. And I looked down the street, and I can see this tall white man just walking down the street by himself. Yeah. And I knew who the hell that was. I dropped my stuff. Laws of attraction. It's not luck. I'm supposed to meet him. Right. I saw Mark. I ran up to him. Mr. Cuban, how you doing? Da, da, da. Can I take a picture? We took a picture. And other people saw that. They come in and they're taking pictures with him. And I'm on the side of him and he's standing where you're at, but looking forward, taking pictures. And I'm telling him what I do. I've been in business since 2009. I got these many cards. I go all over the country doing these festivals. And through my company, I train young men and women to think and act like entrepreneurs. When I said that, he turned, looked at me, he winked and said, you're winning. So what that tells me is that he was listening the whole time while he was taking the pictures. Right. He says, you know what, guys, I really got to go. He said, man, where's my hotel? I said, where are you staying at, Mr. Cuban? He told me. I said, well, I can show you how to get there. You mind if I walk and talk with you? He said, let's go. So we're walking. He said, what do you want to do with your business? I said, I want to franchise it. He said, no, bad idea. I said, hold on, let me record this while we're talking. So I recorded it while we were walking and talking. And he was telling me that, when you franchise it, you got people that buy into your business. They don't share the same passion. And now you're spending your time babysitting them, making sure that they're doing it the right way. And he says, my biggest challenge is my bench strength, which is training people to think and act like managers. Right. He says, buy carts, buy more trucks, teach these people how to be managers and just replicate yourself and buy more. And if you do that, you're golden. That's 15 carts later, 3 trailers later, 2 vans later. That's the model I've been following. It's what Mark Cuban says. So he said, no franchising. So now I'm locked in my head, no franchising. Now when I open up my store, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Open it up, build it, learn it, hire managers to run it. Open up another one. Then you get area, managers or area. But my plan is also that my guys who've been with me and who are growing with me, is that they grow with the business too. Yeah, absolutely. Because if I'm doing 5, 7, 8 festivals on a weekend and we got four storefronts running, like I don't need all that money. I live a very simple life. But if my guys are running it and they help me build it, well, here's our plate. Here's a Thanksgiving spread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm making, everybody's going to eat, bro. Everybody. Right. I don't need this whole turkey. Mm-hmm. I don't need all the stuff. And no, look, here you go. You want some more gravy? Here you go. That's my philosophy when it comes to this business since day one. Over the years, you know, I love doing payroll. Mm-hmm. I love it. Like, I mean, and then I look at the numbers like, God, I gave away how much? But it's my passion.
You don't love that part, do you?
No, I do. I do, because that means if I can give that away, that means I made this much.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Same thing with my yearly financial goals is not a dollar amount. My yearly financial goal is how much money I can give away.
Ooh.
I started that 2 years ago when I went to a conference by David Emanitier, who's my frat brother. He had a conference down in Houston, and one of the speakers, and it was Christian based, he said, come up with a financial giving goal. Because if I can come up with a financial giving goal, and if, as a Christian, I want to tithe 10%. Well, if I can give away that much, that means I made this much.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Not focus on, okay, I want to make $1 million. Mm-hmm. Well, okay, well, $1 million is my goal. Then, well, no, let's change that and say, you know what? I want to give away $100,000. Mm-hmm. If I can give away $100,000, that means I made $1 million.
Yeah.
So when I look at my tithing report and I look at my gifting, what I've given away, and I add it up, and then I cross-reference that with our gross sales, I'm like, God, how the hell do we do that? It's mind-blowing. Yeah, if you change your mindset from how much you want to make to how much you want to give, bro, like it will try. I wish everybody would do that.
I'm gonna try it.
It will blow your and just don't give it just to give, right?
Right.
You give it to something that you feel there's a purpose there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my church, Elevation Church, Durham, but Elevation in whole, but my home church is Elevation in Durham. Like I believe in my church. I love their ministry. I love Pastor Stephen Furtick. I love Claude, who's the campus pastor there. I just the worship, praise and worship. What they do at the church, like I believe in it.
Right.
It's good soil. Mm-hmm. So whatever I plant in that garden of soil is going to grow, which is my financial seed blessing. And it's not like, you know, this is taking a whole spin. Well, I have an audience here. Check this out.
Go for it.
It's, you know, some people have a problem giving because they're looking at their account and what they have to spend, you know, and their bills. Well, so it's easy for you, Lou, to say that because you got a business. You could give. Yeah, but I was tithing when I was bail bonding before the business took over, and I made $60 on a bond, and I put $6 in the offering plate. When the $60 was the only money I had for the week.
Right.
So when I trusted God with my $6, with my $10, but then when I started making $10,000 and $20,000, $30,000, and I'm paying $3,000 in tithe, well, if I can trust him when I had $6, I can trust him by giving him $3,000. Okay.
Yeah.
And when you give and you come up with that financial giving goal, all kinds of doors open up. You're not worrying about how much you're gonna get from this job because an unexpected check from Grandma Alex comes or a raise or another promotion or a job. It's mind-boggling. Like even I just had an epiphany like this week when I was going over those numbers. Like, wow, I challenged myself this much last year. I hit it and I say, okay, at the end of the year, this is how much money I want to have in liquid cash. Yeah. And I crushed it. Well, this year I stretched even more. I want to give away this much and I want to have this much left in my account.
Right.
And I crushed that. I'm like, whoa, now, let me stretch it.
When you have those goals or want to manifest certain things, do you manifest it in a way where it's realistic or like?
No. Sometimes it's astronomical. Sometimes it's just blind, crazy faith. You know, there's simple things you can say like, you know, I want to lose 5 pounds or but like if there's something bold that you believe in and you want to do it, okay, and it's not just saying it and seeing, no, you got to act towards it. You know, faith without works is dead. Well, not only am I boldly claiming I want to give this dollar amount away, I want to make this much. Well, I'm also running a business and I'm finding new ways to make more money. Yeah, I can't just sit back and say, okay, I want to give that much money away.
Action needs to be
and
taken
then
place.
And then at the end of the year, I'm looking at my tithing report and like I'm nowhere near that. Well, you still got to work towards it. As long as you're working towards it and you're doing it for the good and you're living right and you give honor to God, it just flows in, bro.
Yeah. Positive vibrations.
Vibrations, yes.
And action.
Action.
Those two things alone will take you far.
That's it, man. And that's the new culture, new lingo, right? That's going around now, manifesting, good vibration, high frequency, good energy.
But what does it really mean?
Exactly.
Right.
These kids are saying it, but do you really understand it?
Right.
There's some reels that have been coming through my feed. This guy from the 70s, his name is Reverend Ike. Look him up, bro.
Okay.
Reverend Ike was speaking about this in the 70s in a black church, which...
feel like it's unheard of.
Exactly. Exactly. In a black church.
I don't have much experience with black churches, but...
Yeah, but no, I mean, he's just speaking about, God within you and controlling your destiny and manifesting and speaking out. If you want to live this life, well, this is how you got to think.
Yeah.
This is how you got to act. Whereas the old school church back then is, pray, let God answer. No, he's telling you how to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm watching his videos now like, God, he was so ahead of his time. Reverend Ike. Check him out, man.
All right, I'll check him out.
Yeah. How did we get here? We were talking about something. I think we were just talking about manifesting. No, you brought that up. Yeah. So, yeah.
Dude, thank you for coming by, man.
Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure to having you. I think maybe in the next 5 years, maybe you'll come back.
Whenever you have me, bro. Because, bro, year after year growth, and I'm going to have something to say.
I think the things that you're doing right now, especially is preparing you for the future, right?
Yeah, amen.
The whole challenging you and leading with your employees and stuff like that, and that's all gonna come ahead to when you have the storefronts. They're gonna take over some stores, and you're building an army.
That's it, man. That's it. Where everybody gets to eat, man. I want to be a household name. Not just in the triangle.
Does that mean you want to be in stores and stuff too?
Wherever. I don't see it, but I mean, as far as like storefronts and festivals, and I mean, yeah, if we could do in the stores, yeah, but that's not my goal. That's not my goal. But I want a household name like the Hiltons, the Johnson & Johnson, like Jordan.
Everybody knows his name.
Everybody knows that name. Yeah. Yep. Lou Torres. You can call me. What's the word? My ex called me.
Is that a good word?
No, it's not. What they call Donald Trump.
There's a lot of things they call.
No, man. What the hell, man? Why am I drawing a blank, man? Narcissist. That's it. Narcissist. What? No, I just have certain expectations, and I want things to go a certain way, and I have a vision, and people play a part in that role, but at the end of the day, I have a good heart. I want everybody to win.
Yeah, your intentions are pure.
My intentions are always pure.
Yeah,
always pure.
And that's the most important thing.
That is.
I always said that you never judge someone by how crazy, like David Goggins, like how crazy he is. No, who's gonna carry the boats? Stuff like that, going crazy with the workouts. I'm like, never judge a person because of their actions and what they do or how they say it. It's the intentions behind it.
Yes.
That's when, if you have to judge, right, then judge by that.
Yep. Sweet.
All right, man.
I hope we hit everything.
I think so.
I didn't dictate the whole conversation, did I?
Yeah, you did. No,
I think I did.
I'm just kidding. It's okay. It's about you, right? This episode's about you.
Look, bro, one thing I can do is talk about my damn self.
Yeah.
But you gotta be. Yeah. You have to be your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah, you do.
You got
especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Exactly. If I don't believe in myself, I don't believe in what I'm doing, then who the hell is?
Right. Yeah.
So you
wouldn't
gotta
have
believe.
a successful business if you didn't.
You gotta believe in yourself, bro.
Yeah.
Got to.
Definitely, man.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's it.
That's it. Sweet.
Yes, sir.
That was cool, man.
Yeah, man.